Bernie Sanders might just be the most popular senator in America. Not just the most popular senator, but the most popular politician. Now, there's a recent poll, right? Actually, there's a lot of recent polls that I'll take some of this information from. First one is a Fox News poll, surprisingly. Now, a Fox News poll last month showed that Bernie Sanders had a 60% favorability rating. That is twice as high as his 34% unfavorability rating. Now, remember, this guy is a self-avowed socialist, right? Democratic socialist, nonetheless. Now, there were polls saying that, most Americans would never vote for a socialist, so don't even try to put him on the ballot. Turns out that might actually be wrong. He is the most popular politician. Now, let me point this out. There's another poll, NBC News Wall Street Journal poll around the same time. It showed that 51% of people liked Bernie Sanders and just 29% disliked him. And CNN, a couple weeks earlier, had the split at 59-35. Now, those numbers are unsurprisingly a lot higher than both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, who are both deeply unpopular. Now, I looked at some of the Real Clear Politics polling averages and found that Clinton has a 41.9% favorability rating and a 54.9% unfavorability rating. So that's your average. That's higher than, of course, individual polls because we're putting them together. Now, Trump fares even worse. Obviously, he's at a 38.5% favorability rating and a 57.3% unfavorability rating. Jesus, Lord mercy, they're in the toilet. Now, getting back to Bernie Sanders, right, who's more popular than Trump and Clinton, which are obviously deeply unpopular. Well, okay, so let's put him up against some popular figures, right? Well, one of them is President Obama, who's actually seen a lot of popularity as of late. He is at 51.5% favorability, 43.4% unfavorability. 51%, that's doing pretty good, right? Bernie Sanders is beating President Obama. Not only that, but according to a new YouGov poll, Bernie Sanders is even more popular than Michelle Obama, Vice President Joe Biden, and Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren. Now, Elizabeth Warren is one of those progressives that a lot of people on the internet, a lot of people on TV were saying, if you run, you're going to get in a landslide. I mean, just the other day, Cenk Uygur, Ben Mankiewicz, they were talking about this on the Young Turks, and they were saying, if Elizabeth Warren would have ran, she would have blown everybody out of the water. She would have been incredibly popular. Bernie Sanders is beating her on popularity. That's amazing. Now, reading this article, this is from the Washington Post that kind of put all this together. Now, the Washington Post, they think that, he's only popular because he's not running for president anymore. He's kind of faded into the background. No, he's out there campaigning for Hillary Clinton. By the way, just like he said he was going to do. Hey, if I don't win, he said, I'm going to go out. I'm going to campaign for Hillary Clinton. I'm going to try and go after Donald Trump. I'm going to make sure Donald Trump does not win because that guy is a disaster. When it comes to things like the environment, Social Security, for things like the minimum wage, for example, abortion rights, all that stuff. He's an absolute disaster. Bernie Sanders is like, whoa. If you allow Trump to get in there, that's going to it's going to take us back. We want to go forward, even if it's inch by inch. Okay, that's not great, but I'd rather go forward at a slower pace than backwards. And I think that stance makes a lot of sense. And I understand where some people are like, no. Incremental change does not work. I've been saying incremental change does not work, right? I would rather have bold progressive change. But since that doesn't seem to be that much of an option at this point, I guess I'd go for what I can get at this point and keep fighting for more as we go. Anyway, now, I don't think that this is because Bernie Sanders has faded into the background. Okay? No, I think that this is has to do with the fact that he's just got this record of honesty and fighting for progressive values, right? He's got a commitment to progressive causes. He's been fighting for the same things for over the last 40 years. He's been fighting for this. And look, the reason that people like him, one of the last polls I did had people saying, look, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, well, they're disconnected from us, right? They don't actually care about our priorities. They don't have our priorities in mind. Well, Bernie Sanders, he does care, and he has shown that over and over again. And that's why millions of people, and over 70% of millennials, of all races, by the way, came out to support him when he was running for president. Bernie Sanders did not inspire progressive movement. Let's be honest, the progressive movement was already there. The progressive movement inspired him. And he got them together to challenge the status quo. He gave them someone to rally around. The movement was already there, and it attached itself to Bernie Sanders because he has that record of honesty, because he's connected to the people, because he understands, because he knows that Americans are in pain right now, right? That we've got a lot of issues when it comes to student debt, when it comes to stagnating wages, when it comes to corporate control over our government. He sees all that stuff. He saw that. And he said, well, if nobody else is going to run and push the progressive movement forward, then I'm going to. And I'm going to try to inspire people to do the same, to really make this a big movement, to go against the status quo that has been crushing them, that has been destroying them. And when people see that, see an honest politician, because it's so rare, right? They see this and they go, I'm with this guy. And that probably explains why he's one of the most popular politicians in the country. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.